And there you have it. I got it all home safe and sound. This hood is in good shape. My hood is really, really rusty. And across the front, this one here has a small hole in it. You can't see it there really in my own light. Has a couple small holes here in the front. Nothing serious. Mine's all completely gone along there. So that's good there. I took the doors. They are in better shape than my doors, but I'm not going through the hassle of doing the doors. I got them for more or less the hardware. I never had these handles. I never had these pieces here, right? The little details. I had door panels, all that type of stuff, but I was missing these handles. So I got them now. And there's a bunch of other trinkets and everything I see in them. I notice now that the rubber around the top edge of the door looks good, right? And the whiskers and that all looks good on the doors, so that's a bonus. And the door rubber looks good. Don't see me cracked up or nothing. This over here was the key, okay? This dash pad. There's one little mark in it. Where's it to? Right there. There's one little mark right there. I can live with that, considering this is what I had to work with. It's this one here. This is the one that was in my car. Oh, that was mint. I bought vinyl. I had all intentions of doing the whole video on repairing that. And I know I would have had 40 hours plus into repairing that and getting it. I probably still wouldn't be happy with it. And then all that time spent doing a dash pad when I could be doing something more crucial to the car to get it on the road. And now I just bolt that in and go. Trunk lid is here. That seems to be in better shape than mine, inside and out. A lot of it is I don't have no rust on the outside edge of it. I don't think there's any rust repair or anything to be done on the edge of that. 10 chances to 1 there probably is. I don't know if I can look at the lip there and see. No, but it looks original. Looks like just a good clean up now. I'll have that. So I'll probably use the trunk lid and the hood on the car. Not worried about it right now. I got it all put up here. This, like, mine had holes here in the corner. The entire corner's gone off the hood here, and it was completely all surface rust. Now I just got to strip this, and then it's perfect because there's absolutely no rust on the top of that hood. Over here, I got a bin full of stuff. I took them. They were off the back bumper. And oh yes, that's another thing. I got the front bumper over here. I took that with me. It's a chrome bumper. It was in good shape. I took it anyway. I don't know if I'll use it because the bumpers on my car are body color. Well, they're black. And I just took it. If I had to have 2 chrome bumpers, I probably would have went with the chrome bumpers. But you never know. I might come across a rear bumper somewhere along the ways. But for now, I took it anyway. Over here then again, I took the other ones off the back bumpers. There's some trim there. But this here, I took a whole bunch of the interior. The dash. Glove box door. This is a cool piece, look. So the owner's manual came with it in the glove box door. And tail lights, heater hoses. Like, I want to take all this stuff here because I want to put a heater in it eventually. And besides, this stuff here would be good for hot rods and stuff like that. One of the big thing on this car, everybody's building a hot rod. Just look at the size of this thing. This is the blower motor, the heater core, the actual floor defog, and the windshield defog, all that in that one unit there. You can see it there where it's all plumbed up. Small little unit to put in the car. Now, I won't use that in the Toyota, but I did keep that one. And there's another one over there in the corner, over here, that was in the car, in my car itself right there. I got 2 of them now. They are ideal for like a truck cab or something like that in your hot rodding. So just something to keep in mind. The 70s cars got very small heaters in them. So there's always trouble trying to find a heater core or a heater unit that's all in one, that's small. Like GM stuff, everything's out on the firewall, all that type stuff. But anyway, but I got another heater core for a hot rod somewhere down the road. I might even put one of them in the Chevy. Yeah, there's an idea. As you can see, I got all the parts of the old Toyota brought home. It was a really good trip, I must say. Myself and Wendy enjoyed ourselves. I went up and I got to go to a car show. I got to scrap a car. I got to meet new people. It's unreal. I got to meet some of you guys, which was amazing. It was always enjoyable just sitting down having conversations just like 2 regular people talking about cars. I always enjoyed that. Anyway, I'm here now and I got the stuff all poked away. I'm going to show you the last part of my trip now. It's quite interesting. I got the dismantling of the Toyota on it. We went to PEI and snooped around PEI. And also, I got a spot on the other side of the island. When I got off the boat on the other side of the island, I went and visited an old friend that I haven't seen his collection. I've never seen it, so I had to go there. I thought about it for years. He lives about 8-9 hours away from me, and it's not something you can just go to on a weekend. No, I finally got to go in there, and I was amazed with the stuff the man has. He's one of the old guys from years back, and I got cool stories to talk about him. I'm going to take you guys along, so stick around. Well, we're back from the car show in Moncton. We're back in Truro, and we decided to do a bit of snooping around. We kept coming across groups of deer just in the middle of town. And we look, just roaming around, eating grass. Well, we had a good night's sleep, and we were on the road early the next morning. We packed everything up. We were leaving Truro and heading our way down towards Halifax. We're heading down now to get that Toyota. After driving for about an hour, we made it to our destination. We were greeted with this 65 Toyota Stout. What a cool little truck. I've never ever saw one of these up close. Very cool. Adam, the guy I was getting the parts from, he had a collection of Toyotas. The guy had some cool cars. He had this old Celica as well as the 69 Corolla as well. Here she is, the 77 Toyota. She's mint. There's a lot of cool little pieces on this car that I wanted, and I've been looking for a while, and this car had them all. The hood on the car was in pretty good shape, as well as the trunk lid, and there was a lot of trim on this car that was quite interesting as well. There it is, that infamous dash pad that I wanted. I saw this car the first time I saw it, and all I was interested in was didn't have a good dash pad. Another gold piece right there, that gas cap. I'm looking for one of them too. Well, the weather wasn't the best. Boys had a little canopy set up there to keep the rain off us while we scrapped the car. It was a lot of fun. We got to scrap everything down. Didn't take us long to get all the pieces that I wanted off this car. Well, we had it all scrapped and the rain stopped. And my buddy Steve showed up. Steve and myself go back a long ways. Right in the car community we met a long time ago on one of the internet sites called The Ham. And we became friends ever since, and we used to meet up at the Atlantic Nationals. I hadn't seen him in a long time, and we spent the day together. It was a grand old laugh. I had to go in and snoop around at Ian's collection. He had a bunch of old farm tractors here. Cool stuff. And of course you had to look around and see what was hung on the wall. There's a lot of old memorabilia. Adam picked up this old Toyota for running gear. He wants to take all the running gear out of this and put in his 69 Toyota Corolla, which is a cool upgrade. But I got everything I wanted off of this. It would have been nice if I was closer and I could have took the whole car, but it wasn't feasible. I took what I could, and that's all we can do. little photo op with the boys, and it was on the road again. Myself and Wendy left Halifax area and started making our way towards Prince Edward Island. That's where we're going to be staying the next few days. Well, it was mid-afternoon and we had to get going. We had about 3 hours to get over to PEI, so we had to get moving. We're going to stay with an old friend of ours, Joe. Now, Joe had this beautiful bubble top Impala at the show. I showed you that in the last video. Gorgeous car. He got some other cool stuff. He's after having a lot of interesting stuff over the years. He is a die-hard builder. This 57 Chev truck was another one of these builds. He built this a few years ago, and he builds it all, everything, chassis, suspension, paints them, does it all. This is his latest build. It's a 55 Chev. Now, he has had a dozen or more of these 55 Chevs over the years. Well, it's time for us to start exploring around the island. We spent a few days over here now snooping around. Prince Edward Island, or PEI as we call it, are well known for their potatoes. Everywhere you look, there's fields upon fields. Interesting bit of history here. This is Anna Green Gables' house. I've heard about the sandy beaches on PEI, and I had to go check them out for myself. Amazing spot. We're out of season here now, so there's nobody here, and we had the beach all to ourselves. Apparently there's no big wildlife on the island itself, but there's a lot of these little foxes. There was a lot of these windmills in our travels on this trip. There's a fair amount on PEI. It was quite interesting. And this one here was right next to the road. You can really get a taste of how big these things are. And that's the lighthouse on the other side of the island. It's about 3 to 4 hours from one side of the island to the other. It's a long jaunt. It's a lot bigger than I expected it to be. And everywhere you look, there's beaches. Now don't worry, I went and found some car stuff, but this one here, I had to stop and look at it. It was in a fire, it looks to be, and it was for sale. It was a bit pricey for me, 20 grand, but the guy had some interesting stuff here. These Challengers were wild. We spent a few days exploring the island. Before we head on, we hung out with Joe for another day or so, and his friends dropped over, and he built this interesting little, what I would call a ute, and he did a really cool job on this. Well, it was time for us to start making our way to the boat. Our trip was over with, so we had to head back to the island. So it's time for us to leave PEI and make our way back. Now this part here gets interesting. PEI got a bridge that connects it to the mainland. This bridge was called the Confederation Bridge. It's the longest bridge in Canada. It is 12.9 kilometers or 8 miles long. It was wild. You just drive out into the bay, and you just, on either side of you, it's just water. Driving along the bridge, all you can see is concrete walls on either side of you. And
Those walls are the only thing keeping you from the ocean. It is quite wild. Minutes later, and you're off the bridge. From here, we just made our way towards North Sydney, where we're going to get our boat later tonight. Crossing over the steel bridge, you knew you were getting close to North Sydney. Another evening, waiting on a dock, waiting to load the boat. Then it was on aboard we went for another 8-hour trip across the channel, back to Newfoundland. Back on the island again, and it was time for us to hit the highway and start making our way across. We had about a 9-hour drive across the island, but we had to make one stop before we got there. This car here was a 4-door Post, and he converted it to a 2-door hardtop. I was just talking to him about it. This here is 4-door Post. This here is a hardtop. Same back here, he cut sections out of it here. This section here is 4-door, and this section here is the hardtop. Our stop was at Eds Place. Ed is a guy that's been around the car scene in Newfoundland for many, many years. He's a retired bodyman, and he's after building some amazing cars. I come across him back in the 80s at a car show that he had the remains of his Model A Ford at the show, and I fell right in love with the way the car was sat there. It was just pieces laid on the floor. It was the first time I ever seen anything like that, and I was amazed with it. He built many cars since then. It's an amazing collection he got here. This is the Model A that I saw so many years before. Ed needed a place to store his collection. He put all his stuff and have a spot to work on his cars, and he bought an old school. And this is what you see here. These are classrooms that these cars are put in. Ed has driven across Canada now a few times. He did it once in the Model A with the little teardrop camper, and then the second time he done it with the 55 Chev with this little bowler camper. His collection of old tools were amazing. He tells me he bought a lot of these at the old auctions. This old Miller welder was old. You can just tell by looking at it. Wild machine this was. This is another one of these 4-door to convertible conversions. He's building this 57 Chev, and the sections of this car are from a 4-door. Ed's latest creation was up to his house, so we made our way up towards the house, and he had some cool stuff kicking around the yard. When I walked into the garage and saw the equipment, all I could say was, wow. 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 How boots is Have you ever seen so much cool tools? Man, oh man, this stuff is neat. Everywhere you looked, there was little projects poked away. Parts and pieces everywhere. It was pretty cool. Ed's been collecting all this stuff a long time. I can tell you, it's just so cool to see. Just sitting there, waiting to be its next project. This is Ed's latest creation, a 29 Phantom. It's got all 41 Mercury running gear in it. This car started with nothing as well. Bits and pieces from all over the world on this car, but it was not a complete car to start with. I just wanted to stay and hang out at Ed's all day, but we had to motor on. So we left Ed's and started making our way back home. We got a long drive ahead of us, and we are tired. It was a great trip. I took you guys along. We went over 4,000 kilometers in this trip, the old truck. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one, and until next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.